Have you ever heard of Tantalus? He was a king and a son of Zeus, and a nymph called Pluto. And he had been a relative favorite of the gods for a little while. He was accepted on Olympus, and he was present for the goings-on of the gods. Eventually, he got kind of, let's say he decided that the gods weren't all they were cracked up to be. And he decided that at one point he would test their divinity. Well, it depends on who you ask. Some say it was a misguided sacrifice. Some say he was testing the gods because, familiarity. Holy crap! There's a creeper there. What the hell just happened? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's two creepers over there. Depending on your source, some say it was just a misguided sacrifice. Some say he had decided to test the gods because familiarity breeds contempt, which I think is kind of a silly phrase, to be honest. Sure, familiarity breeds contempt, but ignorance breeds contempt as well. And fear breeds contempt, and jealousy breeds contempt, and I think a person could probably just go ahead and say that contempt breeds, and be pretty safe in that. Anyway, so Tantalus had a son, and so as a sacrifice, or as a test of the divinity of the gods, again depending on who you talk to, he invited all the gods to a banquet to offer them a meal, of course. And this meal was made of the boy. He had... Hi, creeper. Go away, creeper. There we go. He cut him up. He cut up Pelops, and he... Ooh, I blew up. Boiled him, and he served him for dinner. And of course the gods, they're gods. They understood. They noticed immediately what was happening, what was in their food. And they were rather indignant. And they all knew, and they refused to eat, and they were upset, and all that usual godly stuff. Well, everybody was upset except for Demeter, who at the time was inconsolable at the loss of her daughter Persephone. Persephone, of course, was abducted by Hades and taken to the underworld, forced to be his queen for several months of the year. And oh, well, okay, creeper. Let's light that up a little bit, and let's eat. Anyway, Demeter was distracted by the grief of losing her daughter, and she did not notice until it was too late that the meat she was eating was a small piece of the child's shoulder. She noticed eventually, not until it was too late. And Well, everybody was very upset at that point. And so to punish Tantalus for his downright stupidity, he was forced, well, he was sentenced to you know, basically live out the rest of existence in Tartarus, which is basically Greek hell. It's where all of the evildoers are punished, you know, the deepest pits of the underworld. He was forced to stand in a pool of water with a branch of a low-hanging branch of fruit. Man, I gotta learn to talk. Just over his head, that whenever he would reach to eat, would pull up just out of reach. I'm good at telling stories. All right. Yes, it would the branch would be always just beyond his fingertips, and this water, in which he stood, would recede whenever he attempted to take a drink. So he would spend the rest of eternity always hungry, and always thirsty, and always unable to eat or drink. And that's where we get the word tantalize. I was going to say Tantalus. I was going to say his name again. That's where we get the word tantalize. And Tantalus actually had a few children. Well, I suppose I should finish this story, huh? Pelops. Pelops was brought back to life. Actually, the gods decided, you know, he didn't deserve to be eaten. So they brought him back to life, and they put him back together, and all the pieces were there except for the one that Demeter had eaten. And so the gods gave him an ivory shoulder made by Hephaestus, and again, depending on who you talk to, ooh, I'm out of arrows, designed by Hermes. Hello, creeper! Boom! And there we go. Where's... This place really goes, doesn't it? Oh, finish the story before you get distracted, dummy. Yeah. Pelops was brought back to life, and he lived a decent life relative to people in Greek stories. After that, he had a sister by the name of Niobe, who had 14 children of her own. 7 sons and 7 daughters. And at one point she'd taken to bragging. She was very proud of herself having these 14 children. And she decided that for having all of these children, she was by far more worthy of worship than the goddess Leto, depending, I guess, how you want to say it. I always say Leto because that's what it looks like and that's my accent, but I think it's technically it's supposed to be Leto. Yeah, she just Niobe decided she was more deserving of worship than some piddly goddess that only had 2 children, and so she'd taken to mocking Leto. Leto did not appreciate this very well, and herself decided that her children would prove a point. Would prove a point that it's not the It's not the number of children you have, but the quality of the children you have. And Leto had uncommon quality of children. Hers were... Son of a bitching creepers. Hers happened to be the god Apollo and the goddess Artemis. And so she sent them at their own behest, actually. They basically begged her to let them go and take care of this problem. Yeah. Where am I going here? Let me just look around me, then I'll keep talking. Alright. So they went, and they killed all 14 of those kids with arrows, because of course they were both archers. They both were very good with the bow. And so they killed all 14 children. Apollo killed the sons, Artemis killed the daughters, and boom. I knew that was coming. And in grief, the mother Niobe eventually went back to her homeland and was turned to stone. Ooh, what's down there? She became a stone on top of Mount Sepulus. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure if that's how you say it. Sipilus? Sipilus? Whatever it is. Whatever it is, that's what she did. She became a weeping stone on top of a mountain. Because grief. And actually, Tantalus's family didn't end there either. It went on in the house of Atreus. Again, probably not how you say his name. I don't know. I've only read the books. I've never actually listened to anyone talk about him. And Atreus had a couple of kids of his own who were of relative... Ooh, diamond! I found some diamond! Who were relative unknowns named Agamemnon. Ooh, more diamonds. Agamemnon. Oh, God, I gotta learn how to talk. I'm butchering this really good story with my stupid telling of it. Yes, relative unknowns named Agamemnon and Menelaus, who, well, Agamemnon had several of his own kids. One of them happened to be Iphigenia, who was sacrificed so that the Trojan War could happen. And Menelaus eventually had a daughter named Hermione with his wife. No, fuck! Okay, please ignore that I said that word. It's not supposed to be in the series, but that scared the crap out of me. Yeah, Hermione with Helen, who is the reason that the Trojan War happened. Actually, the reason the Trojan War happened was because the gods were bored. Zeus kind of made it happen in a lot of ways, but... yeah, that's something else. The real catalyst for it was the wedding of, who was it? Peleus and... let me close this down. Then we'll close this. There we go. The real catalyst for the Trojan War was the wedding of Peleus and Thetis, who, as it turned out, invited all the gods but one. They decided to exclude the goddess Discord. And Discord, being kind of irritated at the lack of respect given, decided that she or it, I think it's personified as a female, but I guess it is a god, so it can be whatever the hell it wants. Yeah, Discord, irritated at the perceived lack of respect, decided to take a golden apple inscribed with the words "for the fairest," and she tossed it at the feet of several of the goddesses in attendance at the wedding. And, ooh boy, creepers. Naturally, several of those goddesses decided that they were the fairest there. Okay, I gotta pay attention to what's around me. Yeah, several of her, blah 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 blah. I'm screwing up my words again. Several of those goddesses decided they were the fairest present. One was Hera, queen of the gods. One was Athena, goddess of, several things. And I think I'm just going to go back to where those diamonds were and get the hell out of here before I test my luck too far. And the last one was Aphrodite, who was, of course, the goddess of love and what all not. And they went to Zeus and asked him, hey, which one of us is prettiest? And Zeus, being a wise god, decided not to get involved. So he told him to go find this kid named Paris and ask him. Well, that's not quite. I'm paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing here. I'm paraphrasing the Iliad quite a bit. And so they found Paris and they asked him, and they all offered him their gifts because apparently they didn't feel very strongly at that their actual character could justify being chosen, which is great. Really shows you how well the gods think of themselves. Yeah, don't shoot me, skeleton. Ow. Ow! Oh God! No! 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 Okay, they blocked me in there a little bit. Got me in the crossfire. Where did those diamonds go? Where was I when I found them? There's one! Yeah, they all offered... I gotta actually finish a story if I'm gonna start it, huh? They all started their case. They all stated their case. They're like, hey, I'll give you this, I'll give you that if you choose me. Hera offered to make him a great and powerful leader, a king of all that he should survey, basically. Athena offered him effectively guaranteed victory in whatever military endeavors he engaged. And oh boy, I could have gotten knocked off of there into that lava. How about we get rid of that lava? There we go. And Aphrodite offered him the love of the fairest woman in the world. And showing some wisdom, at least in this case, he picked the pretty lady. Because who cares about being powerful, really? being a king, is a gilded cage, and being a great general, well, that basically means you make your living off of murder. So, he picked the lady, and things went on as normal for a little while until he happened to travel all the way to Sparta, which is a very long way from Troy, actually. Troy is way over there in Asia Minor on the other side of the Aegean Sea. And he happens to catch sight of the prettiest woman in the world, who was Helen at the time. And then it all kicks off from there. He abducts her, or depending on the story you want to tell. I mean, he either abducts her or she falls in love with him because it's Aphrodite promised she would. Either way, she ends up in Troy, and all the bad stuff happens after that. Look at me, I got diamonds! And 1, 2, 3, and 4 more. Fantastic! Now let's get the hell out of here before I die. I don't know which way is up. Follow the torches. So yeah, that was my worst telling ever of the story of well, of several stories actually. I probably wasted a lot of everybody's time stumbling through that, but well, you gotta practice telling stories to be a storyteller, right? I think it'd be cool to kind of revive the oral tradition a little bit, yeah. Nobody tells stories much anymore. It's too bad. I'm gonna grab this gold. Thank you, gold. And now we're gonna get out of here. If I can. Do I dare test my luck here? I think I dare. Yes, I see you, Skelly. Hoo-ah-ya! Ha-wa-ha-ha! I see you too, creeper. I'm out of arrows, apparently. Hoo-ah! You cheap. I wasn't anywhere near him. I was nowhere near him. He just blew up because he's a jerk. Hey, Grippa. Come here. Come here. Hey. Blow up. Holy crap! No. No way, man. I ain't doing it. Okay, I'm just gonna regen right here for a second. Okay. That should be good, right? As long as nothing is hiding next to me. Yeah, we should be good. Get rid of this cobblestone. We don't want to make a mess. Gotta leave the cave in the condition we came. The creeper didn't do me much of a favor. I was hoping he'd take care of a lot of this gravel here so I could see what's behind it. Nothing, really, from the looks. Yeah, there's nothing. I don't want to risk it anyway. All right, let's get the hell out of here, huh? I will see you. I'll come back on the surface. Bye-bye.